Hi, and welcome to week 8 for EDS 201. Can't believe I'm saying week 8. Where has time gone? So, let me share with you what we're going to be doing this week. So, we are looking at adolescent learners. So, we have looked at development and theory related to adolescence. We finished looking at cognition, thinking, and adolescent cognitive development. And now we're going to look at how we can apply those strategies into learning spaces to support adolescence. So we're going to look specifically at some strategies to engage adolescent learners, which are different than strategies to engage younger students. And these are strategies that are specific to adolescents. So we have some readings. This talks about specifically, again, adolescent learners, and it's questions and answers, and then how do we support adolescent learners in our classrooms? So what can we do as teachers? And that's one reading. And then the second is also who is the adolescent learner, characteristics of adolescent learners, and then what we can do to support adolescent learners. Um, so again, some context and then strategies. Then there's a video that you can watch. So this video is on the BMCC library database, and you have to go to and log into the BMCC library to be able to see it. So it is called The Adolescent Brain, the Engaged Learner. And it's in the Films on Demand library. And if you watch this video here, or you click on this link to um, a sheet with screenshots, it shows you how to access the video. Okay, you no longer need that ID, but it shows you basically how to access the video. Um, so you should be able to see the video. Then again, instructional strategies to support adolescent learners and a description of what those look like. Okay. Their instructional strategies, also called learning strategies, supporting social emotional learning for adolescents and why this matters. Okay. I'm going to go back here. This is a video of a project-based assessment of specifically related to social studies in place of regents for adolescents and adolescents engaging in that process. And then I have a task for you. First of all, continuing our conversation on anti-Black racism. And how are you seeing that in secondary education environments and physical spaces? Whoops, sorry about that. Um, th Provide me an update on how things are going in your fieldwork. Talk to us about your placement, the age, the subject, the school. How's it going? What struggles or concerns do you have? What questions do you have? What's going well? Then I'm asking you to describe specific examples using 3 or more learning strategies or instructional strategies from the readings and videos that your classroom teacher, that your cooperating teacher has used. How did they use them? Okay. Um, what went well? Cite the sources. Then I want you to think back to your middle and high school experience. Describe times when a teacher used a learning strategy or an instructional strategy that went well and supported your learning. Talk about that in detail. What was the strategy? What was the instructional strategy? The learning strategy? What was the grade, the course, the subject, the lesson? How was your learning supported? Cite the source. Think of a time when a teacher used a learning strategy that didn't support your learning. Again, talk about what specific learning or instructional strategy. Describe the grade, the subject, the lesson, and why your learning was not supported. Cite the source. Then I'm asking you finally to pick two more strategies from this week's readings and videos, different from what you described in questions 3 and 4. And tell us, how do you envision using those strategies in your classroom? In your work environment, how would you use those strategies? Identify each of the strategies, describe a specific topic or lesson in detail, and why you believe the strategy that you selected will support student learning. And again, cite your sources. And then for your reply, please identify a colleague who picked a different learning strategy in response to question 5, just this question here. How would you use the different learning strategy that your colleagues selected in your classroom? Describe the topic and lesson and how the learning strategy could support student learning. So I look forward to reading your responses. You also have the age project, and there's a separate video for that. So please watch that video, and I look forward to seeing your responses. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Be well.